Yeah, first, I thought today was a good game for both teams. I thought that Ohio is obviously an outstanding team. They have a great pitcher, and she showed it. She showed it today on the national stage. So I thought that was a great showing. With that said, I thought our team played hard. I think we fought, and I thought it was a good first round game for the NCAA tournament.
Questions for the student athletes?
Is there some nerves maybe? Last year, extra innings for the first game, and then this one, kind of a nail biter until the seventh.
I don't really think that we're nervous. I think we're more just excited, and we do play our best when we're loose. So hopefully tomorrow we can come out here and put on a little bit better show offensively. But we still played hard, and that's an awesome pitcher. So.
Well, you had both RBIs, so what was the secret?
No secret. We practiced hard all week and worked on hitting different pitches in the zone, and it was just all about the right place at the right time.
You made that first one look so effortless. Were you surprised when nobody else was hitting her after that?
I don't know about effortless, but I was just looking for my pitch, and on that count, it happened to be it, so it worked out.
Well, can you kind of walk us through that bat and kind of what you saw?
Well, if I remember correctly, I swung at the first pitch, so I really wanted to be aggressive and try to make something happen as the leadoff batter of that inning. So I swung at the first one and missed it, and the second one looked like it was even more in my zone, so I just went for it.
Was it one of those where you just sort of knew when it happened that it was?
Yeah, it felt pretty good coming off the bat.
How important is it for you guys to just get some momentum? At your place, your time, coming off disappointment, obviously, just to kind of start it off right, I guess, for you guys.
Well, I think it's important that you always get the first win of the tournament. I think that way you can kind of, kick the tires a little bit, and you can get a little bit looser. And so I think anytime you can come up with the first win in any sort of postseason tournament, I think that helps. It helps your pitching. It helps your defense relax a little bit, and then it helps the girls sleep a little bit better. When you start the tournament and you're in the losers bracket, your back's against the wall, and sometimes that can be a nerve-wracking thing, especially for the older girls. So just to be able to start with a win and against a good team really, I think will help us going forward.
Kelsey, how did you feel out there tonight?
Well, it was a little hard to get warmed up, but after I got warmed up, I stayed kind of loose and felt pretty good.
That's what she's got this for.
Yeah.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
It's strange to play in this weather in the middle of May. I mean, was that?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially after being in South Carolina where it was in the mid-90s. So it's a pretty drastic change from one weekend to the next. But, luckily our team's really adaptable. And we have a lot of good clothes, so I think that helps.
Kelsey, what was working for you today? Were there any pitches that you were feeling pretty good about?
We were just mixing them up and trying to keep them off balance. And she was calling pitches great, so that's always great.
Yeah, I think Kelsey did a good job. She used a lot of different pitches today. There wasn't one pitch that we kept coming back to over and over and over. I agree that she gave him a good mix, and it just really depended on the batter what she was going to give him. So I thought that was what she did really well tonight. She was able to attack each batter individually, and that just says a lot about her command of the zone.
Rachel, it seemed like you guys, sort of error-free, everybody was doing what they were supposed to be doing. Is that what you want to see at this time of year? I guess it's sort of an obvious question, but...
It is, and I think the key today was I thought Christian Stokes was outstanding. She had so many tremendous plays at shortstop. They hit the ball hard. She was behind them. She made that great diving play. I mean, her arm was tremendous. One of the slappers had a great slap that had a lot of touch on it, and Christian came up and made a big throw. So I think tonight... actually, she probably should also be standing up here on this podium. I thought she was tremendous defensively, and I feel like our team kind of goes how Christian goes. So the fact that she had such a good night, I think, really set the tone for our defense, and it was why we were able to keep the runs down.
Any questions for the student athletes?
Kelsey, first couple innings, they were brought your pitch count up, allowed you a couple batters that faced 10 pitches, and last half of the game, you sort of got into your groove and sort of mowing them down a lot quicker. What changed, if anything, those last couple innings?
Maybe I got a little bit looser since it's kind of cold, and last week it was really hot. So maybe just, pitching more pitches, the more I pitched, the looser I got. And we knew that they learned at each at bat. So the next time they come up, we just tried to, give them a different look.
When you had the RBI signal, was it, you really looked like you mentioned earlier that you were sort of attacking. I mean, was that your mindset when you went up there, I'm going to get a hit, I'm going to get one of these?
Definitely, especially after Macy's delay steal. I knew I just had to get something and really stay behind it a long time, and either it was going to go up the middle or somewhere in the outfield, and I knew she would score.
Do you feel more relaxed when that happens? She's now in scoring position, even closer. That kind of takes the pressure off. You don't have to drive it. You can get a fly ball or ground ball with it.
Definitely, and Macy's a smart base runner, so I knew if I did my job and put it anywhere relative to where she could score, she would do it.
Anything else for the student athletes? You two can be excused.
Thank you.
Questions, coach?
I have a question. Why you have a Texas hat on in it? No, I'm just kidding. Just joking.
Any other questions?
Did you see anything out of Kelsey tonight? I noticed you went to the umpire about the batter leaning in early in the game. Or at least that's what I thought.
It was just, no, I was that one particular batter. Every time she moved, she stuck her knee in the river, close to the plate. So I just wanted to be aware of it. I think it's a really tough call for an umpire to make. They're supposed to be watching the ball. They're watching the pitch. And now, you have people throwing body parts into the lane. It's a pretty tough deal. So I was just making him aware of it, made sure he saw what I saw. And then, it's in his hands if she gets hit by the pitch, how he's going to call it.
Did you get a chance to see any of that James Madison game? I presume not, but just moving forward towards tomorrow.
Actually, I watched every pitch. So, yeah, I'm lucky. I have a really good staff, so they take care of the team so that I can scout, and that's pretty much my role. But James Madison's an outstanding team. I thought their pitcher did a great job today. I'm not sure who they're going to pitch tomorrow, but I thought she did a nice job. She mixed the ball. She was able to work both sides of the plate. She's a lefty, so that's a different look for batters. And she was able to move the ball. She was able to climb the ladder also with her pitchers. So I thought their pitcher was outstanding. Offensively, I thought they did a great job coming out. They got on the attack on DePaul early. DePaul has a very good pitcher. She's great. She can mix speeds. And I thought they did a great job. They were disciplined. They took pitches. They walked. And then they came up with the big hit when they needed it. So we're going to have to play well tomorrow. We're going to have to keep them off balance. And then offensively, we're going to have to do a little bit better job of stringing big hits together.
What was their pitcher doing to keep you guys off balance? Because you really only were maybe like 3 swings. You really peppered the ball out there.
Yeah, what she did she climbs the ladder really well. She has a great rise ball. And when you play at night under the lights, I think that always gives batters a fit. She also had a good curveball, and she was able to keep it low. She was able to climb the ladder with her curveball, so she'd keep it low and then really climb the zone with it. So it was really hard to sit on a pitch. So you really just had to play the 17-inch game. And then I thought later in the game the zone expanded a little bit, so she was also able to throw the ball low, and it was called for strikes. So it was really just hard to settle in on a zone and to square up on a zone. So I thought because of that, considering she had so many pitches and she was able to throw them all for strikes, I thought we did a good job of staying in the game and, coming up with some hard hits. Jolly, even though she didn't get on, she was able to hit the ball hard to left field, and, Jarner hit a hard one down the line. So there were hard hits. They came up with them. But overall, I think anytime a pitcher has such a wide zone and she's able to command it, it's really hard to sit in a zone, and therefore it's hard to string pitches together. So I think that's what particularly happened tonight. I think she's an outstanding pitcher. I really do. I think that the perfect game that she threw in her conference tournament, after seeing her tonight for the first time live, I thought that it must have been legitimate. She is outstanding, as good as any pitcher we've seen all year.